High in the mountains, where the air is thin and the peaks touch the clouds, one of nature's most incredible hunting strategies unfolds every single day. We're talking about golden eagles and their secret weapon against mountain goats, thermals. But what exactly are thermals, and how do these magnificent birds use them to become unstoppable hunters? Let's start with the basics. Thermals are columns of warm air that rise up from the Earth's surface. During the day, the sun heats certain areas of the ground more intensely than others. Rocky cliff faces, dark boulders, and open meadows absorb and radiate heat faster than surrounding areas. This heat creates invisible pillars of warm air that shoot upward, sometimes reaching hundreds of feet per minute. Eagles have evolved an extraordinary ability to detect these thermals. They can sense the tiniest temperature differences in the air, allowing them to locate and ride these invisible elevators with precision. This is where the hunting strategy becomes absolutely brilliant. Mountain goats live in some of the harshest terrain on Earth. They scale vertical cliffs that seem impossible to navigate, seeking food and safety in places where most predators cannot follow. For centuries, these goats felt relatively safe in these high elevations. But golden eagles discovered something game-changing. Thermals allow them to gain altitude without expending enormous energy. Here's how it works. An eagle circles within a thermal, gaining hundreds of feet of altitude with minimal wing effort. As it spirals upward, the bird reaches heights that even the most sure-footed mountain goat cannot escape to. The eagle climbs higher and higher, sometimes reaching altitudes of over 10,000 feet, while the thermal does most of the work. This energy conservation is crucial because hunting is exhausting, and wasting strength on climbing means less energy for the actual kill. Once the eagle reaches its optimal hunting altitude, something remarkable happens. It positions itself directly above the mountain goats, an advantage that is almost impossible to counter. The goats, looking up from below, are essentially blind to the threat above them. The sun acts as a natural spotlight, making the eagle practically invisible to prey animals that rely on looking upward for danger. But the thermal advantage goes even deeper. Because the eagle is so high up, the goats cannot hear it coming. The distance is simply too great. By the time the eagle begins its devastating dive, the goat has mere seconds to react. And those seconds are not nearly enough. The physics of this hunting method are extraordinary. An eagle diving from an extreme altitude builds tremendous speed and momentum. The higher the starting point, the faster the dive becomes. This creates an almost unstoppable force that even the most agile mountain goat cannot evade. What makes this strategy so effective is that eagles learn to combine multiple advantages into one seamless hunting technique. They use thermals for energy-efficient altitude gain, they position themselves in the sun to become invisible, and they launch attacks from heights that eliminate the goat's primary escape route: climbing higher. Mountain goats evolved for millions of years, believing that altitude meant safety. They developed their incredible climbing abilities specifically to reach places where predators could not follow. But golden eagles rewrote the rules of this ancient arms race by discovering thermals. They transformed the sky itself into a highway that leads directly above their prey. This is a perfect example of how predators and prey constantly adapt and counter-adapt. Each innovation by one species forces the other to evolve new defenses. For mountain goats, the thermal advantage of eagles means they must remain vigilant even in their most secure refuges. For eagles, mastering thermal dynamics transformed them into aerial hunters of extraordinary capability. The next time you see an eagle soaring effortlessly in the sky, remember that it is not just riding the wind. It is using invisible columns of heat to position itself for the kill, demonstrating one of nature's most sophisticated hunting strategies.